How it is that you can legally, importantly, double your money in just 12 months using the STARTrading method.
So how do we do that? How do we make it grow?
Compound interest is rolling your money down a money hill, and as it goes down it picks up more, but the bigger it gets, the quicker it actually grows. I think a lot of the questions we kind of have really come from a place of them not being certain that they can do it. Half true. The reality is, if you have any amount of money, you can start small and you can grow exceptionally large. Hello and welcome to the STARTrading podcast with me, Lewis.
And me, Sophie.
And today we're going to be looking at how it is that you can legally double your money in just 12 months using the STARTrading method.
I'm very excited for this.
Yep.
Love a bit of compound interest.
Yep.
But how are you? How's your week been?
Really good, yes. So we've just had another round of Forex in 5, which was absolutely brilliant. A really, really lovely group of people. And yeah, just massive success. Yeah, really enjoyed giving people the first foundations in safe trading and profitable trading. So again, it was a nice group because probably like 90% of people had never traded before, which is kind of what I really like working with, because they've got no bad habits. So we still work with people that have traded before but haven't made a success of it, and then we get them successful.
Yeah. What are their most common initial starting questions?
What is a chart?
Okay. Yeah.
Like, it can be really that basic. I think a lot of the questions we kind of have really come from a place of them not being certain that they can do it. So a lot of what we're kind of trying to do over that week is, yes, give them the knowledge, but also give them the confidence that they can do it, which is why we give a lot of feedback and a lot of coaching, a lot of mentoring throughout that week, so they can realize, right, although this is new information, with that right feedback in place, okay, I can actually master this, I can understand this, even if I don't understand it on day one.
Yeah, anyone can do it.
Anyone can do it.
Pretty much anyone can do it.
Yeah.
Good. I've had a good week as well. I've done lots of networking this week. Yeah. Been to a few events. Met some odd people, as I mentioned to you off air.
Yes, and we should probably keep that off air.
Yeah, but no, I love it. I love doing a bit of networking, meeting people. The property industry is, full of people doing different projects, different deals. Yeah. Everyone's very open about it. Everyone wants to get to know you. You can collaborate quite easily. So it's been fun. Yeah, I like it.
Brilliant. Although they're all very tired out because there's a lot going on with property. Whereas with trading, just me and my chart.
This is very biased, but yes. It's okay to diversify.
It's good. It is good to diversify. It is very good, yeah. Well, as I do. And actually, funny enough, little segue, compound interest, which is what we're talking about today, which is how it is that people can double their money in 12 months with trading, is what allowed me to then become also a property investor, because I was generating really, really good capital from my trading because of compound interest and the STARTrading method. And that is what gave me the starting pot to then start investing in property.
Okay, so let's start with the basics. What is compound interest?
So compound interest, I'm going to try and explain it in the simplest way possible. So if I've not done a good job, just tell me.
I will.
So pictorially, because we like to think visually as well, imagine a snowball at the top of a hill, starts small, rolls down a snowy hill, and it picks up snow. In the first part of that journey, when it is small, it grows, but it grows slower. Then when it's already big, it grows even bigger. So what we're basically doing with compound interest is rolling your money down a money hill. And as it goes down, it picks up more, but the bigger it gets, the quicker it actually grows, which kind of feeds into the old adage of it takes money to make money, but that's half true. The reality is, if you have any amount of money, you can start small and you can grow exceptionally large, which is what I love about trading.
Okay, so how do we do that? How do we make it grow in
so
that way?
Ultimately what we want to do is we want to be using a safe trading methodology like the STARTrading method. And we want to be patient, because it's not get rich quick. Although 12 months is a fairly short period of time, the reality is you're not going to have the skill set to do that on day one when you first start trading and first start learning this skill set. And remember, it is a skill set, so it does take at least a couple of months to learn how to start making money from your trading. So at that point, when you've got that skill set in place, then we can start trading financial markets. The key thing about compound interest and what makes it different to just another form of investing is that we don't take the money out. So that's what allows it to compound. So if you have a really good month and you make £100, leave it in your account. Don't take it out, because then you can compound it. So compound interest is interest you're making on the interest you've already made.
Amazing.
So if you had, and we always say never ever start with more than £1,000 in your trading account. But if you had £1,000 in your trading account and you made 10%, which we know is possible, we've met people on this podcast already who are achieving that and have achieved that. Then if your 10% of that 1,000 is worth £100, I had to do quick maths there. So yeah, 10% of 1,000 is £100. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that is right. So 10% is £100. So what we do is we leave that in our account. So the next month, at the end of, next month, your account is now worth £1,100, not just 1,000, because we've compounded, we left the money in. So if we have the same performance as the previous month and we also do 10%, that 10% is now not £100, it's now £110. So we've got this automatic growth with the same performance. The next month, that 10% is now worth £121, not the £100 from the first month. So you're already seeing this increase because of the fact you're compounding your capital. So when you extrapolate that, big word, when you look at that through a year, you look at that through 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, the result is absolutely life-changing. You just have to stay true to the course, stay consistent, stay focused, and stick to following the strategy.
That is amazing. And let's break down some actual real figures in a
Yes.
bit. But who is this for? Can anyone do it?
Anybody who's trading can do it. So funny enough, talk about property investors, they will often talk about compounding as well, but they can only do that on an annual basis. If you have money in a savings account, you can compound that. It's also generally an annual compound and a terrible return as well, because the percentage is so low. I think at the moment you're lucky to get 5% in an ISA as kind of a fixed rate for the year. We're talking about doing that on a monthly basis. So yeah, what we can do as a trader is far more exceptional than you can do anywhere else, which is why I love it as a wealth creation strategy.
Yeah, and you were talking about doing it long term, because at the start it feels super gradual, like even less than that, like there's not a lot happening, but actually it's about consistency and keep going. Yeah,
exactly that. And this is why it's really important to and we talked about mindset a few weeks ago, really know your reason why you're doing this and look at what is possible once you keep going. And if you are the small snowball at the top of the hill when you first begin, not a problem. You're still going downhill, you're still growing, you're still moving, and one day you will be absolutely shocked, and I'm sure our listeners will be absolutely surprised and mind blown by what is possible with compound interest when we go into the numbers.
Little snowballs.
We're just little snowballs
waiting to grow.
Yeah.
So should we have a look at it? So can you
sure.
give me an example? So if we start with £1,000.
Okay, we so funny enough, we do this on Forex and 5 as well, and we actually give people this spreadsheet that I'm about to use if they join us on Forex and 5. Obviously all of our mentees have it as well. So if we start with £1,000, and
then we go, how much should we go for a month? 5%, 6%?
Let's do low bar, so let's do 5%.
Okay,
yeah.
So we're doing 5% in our trading per month.
Yeah.
And then you might be adding £100 a month.
Yeah, so you've got £100 left over each month that you could use to play with. So put that in your trading account, again, once you know what you're doing and you are consistently profitable. So if you did that, at the end of your first year, your £1,000 would have actually grown from £1,000 to £3,217, which is actually a percentage 12-month growth totally of 222%.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, and then what does it look like in year 5?
We're going to jump straight to year 5. Brilliant. Okay, so year 5, so people stay consistent. And by the way, again, remember we can do 5 to 10%. So we're taking a lower bar here. And within a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, I would expect your skill set to improve and you to get higher percentages than just 5%. But at the end of your 5th year, your £1,000 would have grown to just under 53,000.
53,000 in 5 years?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem real.
No, but this is just the numbers.
Yeah.
This is where the numbers really kick in. And we know that this is possible because this is what STARTrading students are doing and are achieving. Yeah. But
That's
what
amazing.
I will say is that if we did take the money out in the sense of we don't add anything extra, your pure ROI on 5% works out at 80% per year. Compounded, but not adding in any extra money. So that doesn't quite hit our target of doubling your money. So the way we double our money is you don't have to get all the way up to 10% per month. The way we would double our money using compound interest is to hit that lower bar, not 5%, but 6%. And if you hit 6% per month, I'll do the numbers properly just to make sure, then you're hitting 101%.
That's amazing.
Which is doubling your money.
Okay, so I have £1,000. I'm putting it in the account. I'm not adding anything else. I'm making 6% every month through trading. What does the end of year one look like?
End of year one, it's going to feel low. I mean, it's still doubled, but it's only £1,000. So you're just over £2,000.
But I haven't added any money, Lewis.
You've added nothing
I've just done trading. Yeah. Okay, and then 2 years?
2 years would be 4,000.
So we've doubled it again.
Yeah.
And then 5 years?
5 years would be 33,000.
33.
Do you want to know what 10 years would be?
I do.
So just 6%, never adding in anything extra. You've only ever put in £1,000. You have just over 1 million.
What?
Yeah.
Can you send me this spreadsheet?
You have it.
I do have it. No, I do have it. And that's amazing.
Yeah.
Why don't more people know about compound interest? Like, why weren't we taught this in school? Lewis.
I know, I'm sorry. I'll go back. I'll change the education system. First of all, let's just be really honest. For you to get to that 1 million, you have to be consistent for 10 years. Like, that is the reality behind it. So a lot of people just won't do that. And we talked about this kind of off camera beforehand, but the reality is, when you feel like that small snowball at the start, it's hard to see the massive boulder of snow at the end. It's very hard to keep going in that process. So it does take willpower. And I think this is partly where being part of a trading community is really, really helpful, because you see other people starting to achieve that. You know it's possible, you keep going. So it's totally worth being part of a trading community. I think we weren't taught it. I've got various reasons behind why I think we weren't taught it, but people just people don't want to stick with the process. And if it feels like in your first year just £1,000 growth isn't enough, I totally get that. It wouldn't be enough for me. I wouldn't feel great, but what you're doing is you're giving yourself a skill set for the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years of your life is going to be absolutely killing it if you can just keep going for that first year or so.
How long have you been trading for?
10 years.
10 years. So you should be a millionaire.
I should be. The problem is property.
You've spent it.
I have.
Well, that's the other thing. Like, you do want to take some of that money out, don't you?
Exactly. And one of the things we do with our mentees when they get to this level is we talk about, right, what's your overall wealth strategy? What do you want to achieve from wealth perspective? What are you also comfortable with actually having in your trading account? Because certain people have different levels of financial comfortability, and you can push through them, of course you can, but some people are very happy with 10,000 in their account. They don't want to go higher. Some people are happy with 50. Some people are happy with 500,000. We've taught students at all those different ranges. So what are your overall wealth goals? I don't like going to bed with £5,000 at risk on one trade. That's just me. I don't like that. I would rather reinvest some of those profits into things like property, and nice holidays and a nice house and things like that. So it's all about where you're comfortable, but this is what is possible. You just have to stay true to the system and the process.
Yeah. Okay, can we do 2 more examples?
Yes, of course.
So say you've got a little savings nest egg of, say, £20,000.
Yeah.
Let's put that in.
Yeah.
And tell me the figures after 6%.
So I'm gonna change the game a little bit here.
Okay.
So again, we're not going to add anything in. I'm going to go even lower bar. So I'm going to go down to 2% per month.
What?
Yeah. So I'm taking it right down there.
Okay.
So if you have 2% per month as your average for the year, and you have 20,000, at the end of that year, you're still up to 25,000, just over 25,000, which is an annual percentage return of 27% for just 30 minutes a day. And if you're in the UK, you don't pay any tax on that. So after your 5 years, after your 5 years of 2%, then that 20,000 has grown to 65,000.
Nice.
Yeah. So even you, Sophie, were like, 20 to 25, that's no biggie. But then again, you extrapolate it once you actually are compounding and compounding.
Yeah.
What do you think that 20,000 becomes at just 2% after 10 years?
10 years. Okay, well, we made $1 million.
That was higher percentage.
Oh, okay. Oh, I don't know. I can't do the maths. 20. So we've gone to where? 60?
After 5 years, yeah.
60. So we'll at least double that. But it's compound interest, so it's bigger. 200?
Yeah, so just over 200, 215,000. And that's just 2% per month. That's one trade for us.
Yeah.
This is what's amazing.
That's amazing.
So if we were to hit our lower bar, well, not lower bar than 2%, but our low bar of what we expect our students to hit, not add anything in, 5% at the end of year one turns 20,000 tax-free into 36,000. So nearly double, but not quite. 5 years, that is 373,000.
What?
Yeah. And that's just 5%. So what do you think it is after 10 years?
$1 million.
So it's just under 7 million.
Wow. That's insane.
Yeah.
All right, let's do one last example.
Okay.
So say I sell my business.
Yeah.
Or someone sells a couple of investment properties.
Yeah.
For say 300k.
Yeah.
And you put 300k in your trading account.
Well, first of all, I'd advise not putting all 300 in.
How much would you advise to put in?
It's whatever you're happy with, but if you know you've got a system that's working, technically, why not do the 300? But I would say maybe do 200 and enjoy the 100.
Okay,
That's
let's
what
do
I'd
the
probably
200.
say. Cool, especially because
Let's do the 200. Book a holiday.
book a flipping amazing and take me with you. Yeah, 200,000. What percentage do you want to hit? 4%. Okay, I like this. I love that we, by the way, go down rather than up.
We'll be realistic.
Yeah, be realistic. So 200,000 at 4%, no extra money added in. At the end of your first year, you've already made that £100,000 that you've just spent on a holiday back, plus some. So you're at 320,000.
Okay.
End of 5 years, you are looking at 2.1 million. Do you want to know what 10 years is?
What is it?
10 years is 22 million.
Okay, 10 years, 22 million.
Yeah.
Wow.
Happy with that?
I'm happy with that.
And now again, what I will...
I'm going to sell my business.
My job is always to bring reality and context into this. Yeah. So once you get over about 2 million, 3 million in your trading account, it's harder for brokers to fill your order straight away. So you get what's called split orders, which is, I know, horrendous. Millionaire problems. All it really means is you can still place the trade, you just won't necessarily get the optimal entry point that you wanted. So that's all it means. Because when we're placing trades, if you press the buy button, someone technically has to press the sell button because it has to be that match. So when you're a smaller account, that happens instantly. Not a problem whatsoever. But when you have a larger account, that can happen. So not really a problem to have, but I think it's good that we bring down the percentage to 4% when we're dealing with that, partly because most people who are trading with those larger sums of money won't risk the maximum of 1%. They'll probably risk 0.5% per trade, be happy with a lower percentage because it's a higher sum of money. So yeah, this is some of the concepts and the safety measures we put in with our traders who are trading with higher sums of capital.
I think it's fascinating. And I think the thing to do is to print it out and have it next to your screen.
Yeah.
Because year 1 to 2 is a bit of a growth, but year 2 to 3, year 3 to 5, year 5 to 10 is just insane, isn't it?
And this is why I say to people, like, if you really look at these numbers and you really understand these numbers, if you gave yourself 6 months with us to truly learn and master this skill, even say a year, gave yourself a year, surely that is worth it for what you can then create and maintain for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm. There we are.
And if people think about, right, how will these numbers change my life? Of course it will. It's a good thing to be making a lot of money. Think about all the impact you could have on those you love, those around you, the things you could do for charity, the things that wealth bring, not watches and cars and things like that, the actual important things. Mm-hmm. That's what is a really good thing. And it's so much easier than setting up a business, whether that's a property business, a product business, whatever it is. And what some of our students have done in the past who've become successful traders is they do then actually go and set up businesses, but it's a passion. So they're doing it for the love of it rather than this business has to make me money.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah. It's just freedom. It's when you're at that point, it's freedom. And if that freedom point takes you 5 years, surely that's worth it for the rest of your life.
Yeah. Amazing. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it, team.
Yeah.
So I wanted to tell you about my trading this week.
Yes, please.
Am I taking too many trades?
How many have you taken?
Well, I've got 6 on the go at the moment.
Which is probably the upper end of what we would expect. Yeah.
And I think, we do trader personalities pretty early in the thing.
Yeah.
And I remember being told, you're a driver, you're just going to keep going. We might need to rein you in a bit. And I think I need to rein myself in a little bit.
Yeah.
Have you got any tips?
Yes. If you take a step back from your trades and then come back to them 30 minutes later, would you take the trade again on all of them? If the answer is no, then you're taking too many trades. If the answer is yes, then actually maybe the market is providing you with all of those. So when I say come back to it, come back with your checklist.
Yeah.
So a couple of weeks ago we talked about the pullback strategy. So when we're looking at the pullback strategy, you've got the tick list criteria which we give to all of our mentees. Go there with a clear head, look at your trade setup. Does it have those higher highs, those zigzags? Does it have the right entry? Does it have the right target, the right stop? Are my support and resistance levels that are on the chart actually allowing me to place this trade, or am I being a little bit risky here? So just sense check yourself with that criteria checklist and literally go through and tick off each one.
Yeah.
And if you're missing something, maybe you shouldn't have placed that trade.
Yeah. I think I do go through the criteria, but then I think, am I talking myself into this? Like, am I saying, yeah, that works? But I think I'm just overthinking all, like, during the day. I'm like, what's it doing? And then because I'm very impatient, if it takes a few days and I'm still in the trade and it's, you know, it moves around a bit before it completes, if it's not at that exact moment doing what I want it to do, I get really annoyed. So I have to just not look, don't I?
Just don't look. So if you have the app on your phone, delete it, because that will stop you looking. But if you're working from home or on a laptop, it's easier to check in. Just don't. And also use the community for a sense check. So, hey guys, I'm looking at this trade. This was my setup. Is there anything I've missed here? And have someone else who's not emotionally connected to your trades have a look at those trades as well. So that's what the community is great for.
Okay, I'm going to start my 10 p.m. club and
Sounds
like,
good.
guys, is anyone awake? What do you think of this one?
Yeah.
Okay, but thank you for that. That's really handy. Do you want a snack?
Oh, yes, please.
Okay, ready?
I'll go shut my eyes.
Okay. Go.
Oh, hello.
Oh.
So these are, again, M&S. I wonder where you went shopping.
I'm hoping for some sponsorship.
Yeah. Yes. M&S.
They can send us
come and
the
sponsor
snacks.
us. Yeah, that'd be brilliant. Oh, that'd be great. Or Greg's. No, they make me feel sick. Sorry, Greg's. I'm not great with gluten. Or fatty food. Dodgy gallbladder. Anyway, so these are Spanish chorizo crisps. You know I'm a sucker for a packet of crisps. This feels like a very solid packet as well, by the way.
Well, I think it might be chunks of chorizo.
Oh, like pepperoni.
Do you not know what chorizo is?
No, I know what chorizo is, but like I've not seen it in a packet of crisps, like cooked pepperoni slices. And let me have a gander. It's a very tough packet. I'm gonna have to do it like this. No, that's not working for me either.
Do you think we should bring scissors for future episodes?
I think we should. Oh, they do just look like pepperoni slices.
Okay.
I'm not opposed to that, by the way.
Is it crunchy?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Which makes it taste a bit like crackling. But I like crackling. Would you like to try one?
Go on. How do you think they make them? Just dry the shit out of this?
Yeah. Very thinly sliced and stuff in the oven. Do you see what I mean? It's like when you pick off the piece of pepperoni from the pizza.
Yeah.
It's like that. Right. Let me get you.
Can you score it, please?
Sorry.
Or are you just a bit over it already?
No, I really like them. So, surprise, 8 out of 10.
Okay.
Bit different. Taste, also an 8 out of 10.
Okay, I'll
I do
take
quite
that.
like them.
Yeah.
Well, I'm noticing they get trapped in all over your mouth.
They'd be good on a spread
pizza?
of like. They'd be good on a pizza, but with the olives and the cheese and things like that. Maybe. Yeah.
So.
Okay, go ahead.
Today's prize is.
Oh.
On brand.
Yes, on brand. It's Milky Way Magic Stars. Love it. Very good.
Should hopefully be easier to get into than my crisps.
Would you like a star?
Yes, please. Thank you very much. Can't go wrong, can you?
Good choice. Very good choice. Surprise.
And also very nice after the salty Spanish chorizo.
I'll go 7 on surprise. Taste 10.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's chocolate.
It's
you
good.
can't go wrong.
No.
Yeah. Magic Stars, love it. How did you come up with the star for the STARTrading? Like, how did you come up with the name?
It took me a long time. I was sat in Cafe Nero with my friend Alex for a very long time, who's also a trader, part of STARTrading. And I was just trying to think of a name which made sense. Who did I want to help? People who wanted to start trading. So it became a bit of a play on words between Star and trading, using the T for both of them to start trading, but just one T, so STARTrading.
Nice.
Yeah, that's
what
how
were
it happened.
were there any names that you abandoned?
Not I can remember now.
Okay, fine.
Lewis's Trading Gang.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, awful. Yeah.
Excellent. Cool.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you
There we
very much. Thank you for joining us on this episode of the STARTrading podcast. We look forward to seeing you in the next one.
Bye.